Hi, this is Matter of Sound. I'm Emily and this is Hattie.
Hello.
And today, what are we doing?
We are going on a Manchester music walk, which we are very excited about.
It's going to be a windy one.
It's very windy and we're cold. It's nearly June and we're freezing already, and we're going to be outside for an hour, but at least it's not raining.
Yeah, it should be interesting, and it's with the guy from Inspiral Carpets, so should know what he's talking about.
Fingers crossed. Sounding good. Right, let's go.
Let's go.
I set up a record shop when the band first split in '95, and people were always coming in buying Manchester records and Smith's records and asking me how to get to, was the Hacienda still there, and how do you get to Salford Lads Club, etc. And instead of sending people out with badly drawn maps, I started to write down as many places as I could think of to take people, just hoping I could get enough places for a walking tour, and then realised that I had a lot of personal experiences and anecdotes of tales of my days drumming in these venues, and also DJing. I used to DJ at the Hacienda as well, just run the student night there. So I thought I'd make a good walking tour, and that's how it all started, really, 10 years ago.
Walking to the
Free Trade Hall.
south end of the city, and then we're going to go to the north end, aren't we? So Free Trade Hall. My mum used to go to gigs there. She's always yakking on about that. Back in the day, she
Where's
saw
your mum?
like
Was it? She's joined
the
us
Sex
today.
Pistols, all those type of bands.
We are currently struggling at the back as well. There was nobody behind us.
There's a lot of people in front of us though. So we just went to the Free Trade Hall, stood outside there. Craig was telling us about the bands that have played there back in the 60s and the 70s. Told us a good story about when the Sex Pistols played in 76. He was there in the audience. Loads of bands known from Manchester were there, like Joy Division. Tony Wilson was there, and he was saying that he later played there in his band Inspiral Carpets. And did he say Morrissey was also there
So
watching?
Morrissey was like backstage. And wanted to escape via the fire escape, and Noel Gallagher was Inspiral Carpets' drum technician at the time, and Morrissey tried to get out the fire escape and got seen by Craig and Noel Gallagher.
They were like, hiya.
And said hello, and you know, Morrissey obviously had no idea that he was talking to probably one of the biggest Manchester bands, you know, Oasis, that would form later in the 90s. And then we came to Manchester Central, which is obviously used to be a train station, and lots of bands in the 90s played here. Inspiral Carpets, James, the Smiths as well, and it's kind of no longer used as a music venue because the sound is a bit pants.
Yeah, but back in the day, if you could see the Smiths, I reckon that was just amazing. So we're on Little Peter Street and we stood outside the Boardwalk.
Yeah, so loads of bands played here. It used to be a rehearsal room as well. Tony Wilson actually had an apartment just there, and this area near Castlefield was nicknamed Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah, because it had like New York style apartments and stuff. So
and actually just up the road, which is near to where Home is now built, there used to be a rehearsal room for loads of punk bands that used to be up there. And Noel Gallagher, his first ever job, he used to work in a little hut for the gas board and a little porter cabin, and apparently that's where he wrote some of the tracks that were off the album Definitely Maybe. So this area of Manchester has a huge amount of music heritage stuff.
We've heard great stories about the Boardwalk, haven't we? Happy Mondays played here, Stirrers got band here,
Yeah, that's right.
playing here.
Inspiral's played here and got spotted by Happy Mondays as well when they were playing football in the car park, and it kind of all kicked off as well. So Craig's been telling loads of great stories and anecdotes about you know, the music industry and how it all kind of began in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So we just come around the back of the Hacienda, and there's basically a timeline all the way down of events that have happened, people that have played here, including my personal fave, Madonna, who played in 1984. That was when her second single, Holiday, was out. So, you know, nobody knew who she was really then, and she lip-synced whilst the DJ played her track, which is a pretty, you know, original way of doing it, I suppose. And people just stood round in a circle, basically watching her, just stood there really bored, and the footage is apparently like on YouTube.
Sometimes to celebrate, just one day out of life. It would be so nice. We found special words. We're gonna have a celebration.
Yeah, loads of other bands, Erasure, Bad, Jesus and Mary Chain, loads of Manchester DJs as well.
Loads of DJs, including Mike Pickering and Dave Haslam, played here a lot.
Manchester legends.
So yeah.
Walking from the Hacienda up, what even is this road? I don't even know. But lots of venues up this way. So the Brits.
Whitworth Street, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
There we go.
Yeah, so the Brits is up here, obviously a massive venue in Manchester.
It's not a massive venue, but it's a nice small one that bands play.
That's very good. And on to Oxford Road.
Yeah, so we'll see what Craig's going to tell us next.
The last track I definitely made, Be Married with Children, that's about his domestic situation. Flat belonged to his girlfriend Louise Jones, and she had a day job. She obviously didn't like him staying up all night writing songs. That line in it, your music's shite, it keeps me up all night. That's her saying that to him. And the song's all about him going to his mum's and letting the dust settle in a week or two, and he'll be back and everything will be okay. But about 94 he got a bit fed up with the bickering, packed a small sports bag, went off to London with the intention of coming back to pick the rest of his stuff up. They had such a good time in London, he couldn't face coming back and seeing her, and so he left all his clothing there, all his record collection, more importantly 3 lyric books with songs from the second, even songs from the third album. And when she realised he wasn't coming back, she sold them all at auction, married another friend of mine and moved to Australia and started a new life in Perth. But Noel played at when he got your High Flying Birds together, his first Manchester gig, did an interview with the Evening News, and he came back and he spoke about Manchester changing. He said every time he comes back to Manchester, he always comes back to his old flat and he has a look up at his window and he's very tempted to knock on the door and ask the person who lives there if he knows the history of the flat and ask him if he can have one last look round. He said, is it probably inspiring to write some better songs? He called it, he said those were the glory days, just sat out that window smoking.
We walked all the way up Whitworth Street, and then we're now stood outside where Noel Gallagher used to live.
His first flat when he came to Manchester.
There used to be council houses as well, really nice buildings.
Yeah, Craig was saying these are like the first flats that were kind of city centre living in, you know, one of the old mills in Manchester. And Noel Gallagher really liked the idea of living in the city centre because him nor Liam could actually drive. So even though he writes songs about driving out to the countryside and stuff, this is where he was, and you know his rehearsal rooms were literally like 300-400 metres away, so he was able to kind of walk down. And he used to sit on the window and smoke outside there. So if you're an Oasis fan, this is kind of where it all began. So we just finished the tour outside Dry Bar, which was kind of the start of the redevelopment of the Northern Quarter, which was pretty run down in like the 80s and 90s. So that was the first kind of venue and bar that kind of popped up in the Northern Quarter. And that is it from us.
Yeah.
On the Manchester Music Walk. It's been awesome. Definitely go and check it out. There's loads of tours that Craig does. We'll put all the information down in the comments and stuff. And next time we are going to be just around the corner here at Soup Kitchen, going to an art battle, checking out loads of different artists. A bit like an X Factor, but art. So we're really looking forward to that.
I can't wait. It'll be really, really good. Should be good. So Remember to subscribe as always, give us a thumbs up to like this video, and comment below, tell us what you liked about it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.